So it's been a solid minute since we've last been like this, last spoke. About a year, maybe two since. And since last time, we've had a bit of a change. Some moving had to happen, some houses exchanged, and finally, some development only after some team restructuring. After the last few years of development, we finally have ourselves at a crossroads. Champion mode is almost finished. A few nicks here or there, and we will be ready to go ahead and announce an MVP. It goes without saying, this didn't age very well. More stuff has happened in the time between last year when I was confident of an imminent alpha release and the month of January 2024. Getting right into the weeds, last year ended with some concerns about development slowing down. The showcase wasn't coming as soon as I had hoped. Programming was falling to a crawl, and now we're here. If you've been following the news channel on the Discord server, you're already aware that our programmer has gone MIA for an extended period of time. This drives me to clarify on how our system works here. So, for context, I work a decent job that pays the bills. However, this job can't pay my bills and support a business with employees or commissioned work. In order to make that happen, I need to procure more funds. So this is what initially drove me to Patreon. And I'll have to be honest with you guys, uh, for those who have supported me up until now, I have to thank y'all immensely, because if not for you guys, I wouldn't have made it remotely this far. However, if we're being realistic here, I still had to turn to another means of funding. Bank loans, specifically unsecured loans. So I managed to go ahead and acquire said funding. That allowed me to go ahead and pay my programmer at the time being, pay him a decent wage without any immediate issues. From there, I'd get screenshots, I'd create these showcases and show you guys. Also, go ahead and show that to that of investors who are interested in making back on their investment, so that I get paid by them. And now with all that, the bank loans do eventually go ahead and expect their money, so I go ahead and pay them the money I got from the investors. And so the money I initially got from them continues to pay the programmer. And we go in a big circle, pretty much. It makes life a lot easier. Don't have to worry about stuff like me spending my own money. I'm just exchanging money from left to right and back. And for a while, this cycle worked just fine. We're all PTP. Until the cycle broke. Early this month, I met up with my former programmer to kick things up into high gear. This is because last year, while we were originally working between 5 to 8 hours a day, the workload had started to depreciate to about 4 to 5 hours a week. And so when I would try looking for explanations, there didn't seem to be any. As the year started, for the first 2 weeks, when we're expected to go ahead and produce this showcase in tandem with the contest, the programmer vanished. No explanation, no produced code, nor product, nothing. I was left holding the bag. I was told that they were bug testing by them when they did come back, but they didn't have an explanation as to why it amounted to less than 30 minutes worth of work across that of a few weeks. So without a showcase, investors were angry, a little annoyed. I didn't have an explanation for them, which meant no money. But regardless of what happens, the bank loans need to get their money back, so that comes from my savings. So thankfully, I planned ahead for the worst case scenario, so I have no concern of stuff like financial hardships. However, as it stands right now, I have no programmer. I have no means of sustainable funding for this project, and Surreality is currently not stable enough for release. The setback was crushing, to be honest with you, and it brought up some serious questions as to how to go ahead. Because even the matters that I was excited to go and show you guys, some of which you saw earlier in this video, were disabled by him before he went and vanished. But as I was looking for replacements, opportunity had landed on my doorstep. Now, I cannot definitively declare what studio I'm going to be collaborating with for this project going forward, but I can say that about 2 studios I'm consulting with right now via NDA and what have you for the project have agreed to go ahead collaborate with me. I'm still working out the details, hashing those things out in these meetings. Between them both, I can rest assured that this project will be done by the end of the year.
This means everything. From what we've already worked on, polished, and what I intend to start and have finished, to include Syndicate mode. The only exceptions being alternate races, which I intend to slip into the game over the course of time. In the past, I've worked up roughly $14,000 over the course of 4 years on this version of Reality to get it this far. That's sprite and concept art, front-end game coding, back-end infrastructure programming, bug fixes, hosting, and more. Quite frankly, it's given me a new appreciation for the work indie game devs put in everywhere. So, now I've been talking about this for a while, and I want to get to the point. $15,000. That is our final hurdle. The intended deadline to acquire this is March 1st. That is what is needed to see this game to completion. Monetization has been taken into account to boot, to ensure that the project does not falter shortly after launch. Funds will naturally be acquired via sprite vouchers, subscriptions, and Syndicate mode purchases. To financial supporters of the project, whether ongoing or former, I intend to provide a lifetime subscription to one of their accounts as a thank you, alongside unlocked Syndicate mode for free if they satisfy the requirements outlined in the new Patreon perks. That said, this is a steep hill to climb, and I can't do it alone. From today, January 29th of 2024, to the end of May of this year, I will be rewarding anyone with an invite link successfully inviting 10 plus people to the official Surreality server with a free lifetime subscription when the game comes out, to include Syndicate mode added to their respective account. That means 4 sprite vouchers every month that can be used to insert a sprite into the game to create a custom item, whether that be a weapon, tool, armor, or so on, courtesy of our auto-trimming bot that slices up sprites based on our template map. Not to mention, they will have their total character limit on their account increased from 1 to 5, meaning you won't necessarily need to have several alternate accounts to have multiple characters. The cherry on top is a permanent cosmetic gold opposed to the standard white when speaking in OOC channels. It's been a rough journey, and despite all of our hurdles, to include this one, not only will we be able to finish this project and see Surreality to completion, but we can also go ahead and create entertainment and a vision, all in one fell swoop. Thank you for your support so far.